Hello folks, my name's Ian, welcome to my shed. This video, I'm going to rush it a little bit, might split part of it into another video. Only because it's, what have we got there, 1:30. Now, I've got to go to the old anvil yard today and weigh in, get rid of some of that iron that I brought home yesterday. And they have a closing time. So I'm going to crack on and do this little job that I promised Robert, the son of the yard I'm going to. And there's also a few people who commented, including Scouse Jed, what copper was in that motor and was it worth stripping? So let's go and look at the motor first. So a few weeks ago, seems like that, 2 weeks ago, I brought home this motor, and Robert said, oh, I'd be interested to see what copper was in that. Now I have a bit of a dilemma here. The copper's just that bit in there, right? If I weigh that old motor in, I know I will get £500 a metric ton, 50 pence a kilogram, but most of that is a big heavy gearbox, so I would gain on that. However, when I did the little video on stripping all these tiny things, you remember the copper inside there is worth over 10 times the amount a motor is worth. So we're going to strip it anyway, because that's what people, well, that's what I'm going to do, and that's what people want me to do. But I think I would gain, really, because I'd be weighing in a lot of motor as iron. And having said that, and I'll ask at the yard later, what would he have done about that big chunk of gearbox on the end? Would he have classed it all as a motor or not? Okay, let's get you on the tripod. Let's get this beast taken apart. Well, no doubts it is a bit of a beast. I've had bigger motors, but this one's a heavy little bugger, and it's 45 kilos. However, as you know, I'm forever underestimating, so no, I might be like 50. Might be 50 kilos, 2.2 pounds. I'll call it 50 kilos, double it, 100 pounds and 52, 110 pounds in weight. But I could be well out, couldn't I? We'll find out, because I'm going to stick it on the scales. Glass scales, so this might not work out very well. Hey, ready up. Yeah. 41.5 kilos. So for once, I underestimated. I said 45 and then I upped it, so 41.5 kilos, 50 pence a kilogram. So that's 50 pences is 20 English pounds. So in total that's going to be £20 and 75 pence. If I take that in as it is. And if he allows that big gearbox as a motor. Right, let me quickly strip this, tell you what the copper content is. It's a good job it's not an 8mm spanner, because I don't have any 8mm spanners. So, and it's actually 14mm. So we will quickly split this gearbox off and make that a little bit easier to handle. That seems to full of oil. No, 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 no. Right, delete. No, no, no. And it's that type of oil, that motor oil that you can smell in your shed for weeks afterwards. Right, a gearbox. Do I take it bits and keep all these bits out of it? Oh, maybe, maybe not. Right, never mind. Let's clear this up. Let's get that copper out. Well, that was easy enough to get that casing off, and as luck would have it, it's cast aluminium. I basically just cut the gear off, bashed it off. Now, I did say that I might be splitting this video into two, and that is because I'm intrigued with this contraption on the end of this motor. It's certainly some sort of large solenoid, and I want to play about with that just because, well, just because I can, because I mean it's piqued my interest, and I will. But I think that is stopping this shaft from coming out, so we'll figure a way. I'll probably just cut it straight off, to be honest, and play about with that later, because time's pressing and I've got to get this copper out. Well, she's not playing, so I usually rely, can you see me? I usually rely upon two things, you know, see a screw, check it out, if in doubt, give it a clout, this time with a bigger hammer. So, I've got a little bit of movement, and I don't think that was supposed to happen. Oh, there we go. Hey. I think it was Bill Clement, and forgive me if it's not you, Bill, who said, I need a t-shirt with brute force and ignorance written on it, with like an hammer, and I think he said a skull and an hammer. Great idea. Bill, forgive me if it wasn't you, Bill. Let's have a look at the goodies. I'm recording. Okay, well, the other half of that casing is cast iron. So I'm just going to smash that off, because I'm going to weigh in my iron, and then I'll just use an angle grinder, cut off the rotor, because that's weight, get it in the bin. This, as we know, is the stators, the windings, they're kind of pressed into there. So angle grinder, relieve the pressure on the casing. I usually go for where one of the bolts has gone through. Doesn't appear to be any particular place. So I'll just choose one of these, run the grinder straight down, split it, may even do it on that side because I'm short of time. Wham bam, thank you ma'am, let's get that copper out. So there we go, couple of big smacks with the lump hammer, broke the casting casing off there. That's there. That got me 9-inch grinder out, cut through that. When I had the grinder out, I cut through that, and as you can see, I actually did very well in guessing where that bolt hole was. I've now split the casing, shove that out, and for the sin of repeating myself, get the copper out. In the bin. That gives us that. Will a 9-inch blade, 5-inch blade go through there? It will. We'll put a slightly bigger one on, just to be certain. Kappa! Right, choice now. We're going to do the same on this side and then punch these through, or am I going to try and put a burr in and bash them out that way? Let's give it a grip and see what happens. Yep, it's coming out that way.
This is what makes life a little bit easier. Give it a good grip. Give it a good grip and give it a good whack. Ian. Such innuendo. This. Oh, that's tickling me now. I'm just thinking of the lady scrapper I know. And I gotta work out.
Beast, Ian. You beast, Matthews, ripping it out with your bare hands. Right, job's done, job's a good one. Let's get the scales out. Oh, I get down here first because I've dropped one on the floor when I don't bend so well in my old age. Help! Let's clean up. Well, I don't think you can actually read that from there, but with this tub on it says 11 grams, so just like again that copper in there, isn't it? Well, very disappointing yield of 1.384 kilograms. Knock off the 11 for the tub. 1.373 kilograms. Right, ladies and gentlemen, the scores are on the doors. Right, now, to do that I had to get this calculator out, but no matter what I press, I just get true or false. So, so I think that's a calculator that's just slightly beyond me. Everyone knows why I'm just getting true or false on a calculator. Feel free to put it in the comments. Right, so I did the math on the calculator on the phone because, you know, I'm not very good at this in my head. Okay, motors, 41 kilograms, 50 pence a kilogram, and I got £20 and 50 pence English money. I've stripped it. I got 1.3 kilogram of copper, CU, atomic symbol for copper. I'm going to guess at £5,600 a tonne. It could be 5,800. I'll know later when I go in the yard. So I had 1 kilogram and near enough a third of that because we're just doing quick math. 560, 180, £7.46. So on its own, yeah, I lost out on there. But I will still have the iron to weigh in. We knew it was 41 kilograms. We got 1.1 kilogram there. I'm going to say 39 kilogram because that cast aluminium casting is a kilogram. That's going to get me £200 a tonne. I hope it was when I did it. That's £7.80. Adding that and that. Cast iron is roughly £900 a tonne. I get 90p for that. Add it all up, I get £16.26. So I've actually lost £4 English pounds for stripping it. So there you go. Really, I should have took it in as it was, and I knew from the weight of that gearbox I would get more money for weighing it in as a motor. However, I've done this for YouTube, so this could be one of those viral videos and get tens, hundreds of thousands of views and return me a whole, $20 in ad revenue. In which case, win-win. It's a win-win anyway. A, you got a video to watch Ian in his shed. B, I got this thing to play about with, and I'm going to put some power to that and find out what it does. 240 volts straight into it. Well, should be interesting. But that will be, as I said, next video. I've got to get off to the old anvil yard. What will it weigh? What will it pay? Let's take some of this off, get off to the yard. Right, so once again we arrive at the old anvil yard, and it looks like there's no queue, so I'll get straight in and we'll get weighed. Oh, there's a ship passing by. Back into the yard. So Ellie, what does it weigh? What does it pay? Where's my box?
There you go.
Oh. So me and the night scrapper, we both share the same yard, and he said he brought me a Christmas present. Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome. I need
Big
to get
smile,
back
go
in
on,
the
big smile. Let's get into the car, see what did it weigh, what did it pay. Well, we're finally back home. I think you can see from the clock there, it's 5:15 p.m. I haven't got that switched on tonight because tonight I'm having a night off. I'll be finishing this off. I'll be going inside. I'll be having my tea, and then I'm going to be watching a film. Don't know which film yet. And I've got myself a smorgasbord of goodies to nibble on. The usual stuff, some olives, stinky cheese, and I've had a good payday, so I bought myself a bottle of port, and I'll have some stinky cheese and port, and with some nibbles. I got some, I might even show you after this, I don't know. I bought some ham, and it's bourbon whiskey soaked ham. Why not? Speaking of whiskey, cheers, Slante. You might not have noticed, but I've actually come off beer. I said I'm not drinking beer for a short while. Not got teetotal, I'm just not drinking beer. So I have to drink more whiskey to make up for it. Let's go in there and update you on the this video. So first and foremost, been to the yard, we've weighed, we've paid. I'll show you what prices are today. What's today? 28th of November 2021. We've already discussed that, but that's pretty redundant from the news I got today at the scrapyard. Night scrapper, and I, as I said, use the same yard, and he said he'd left me a box and a card. I know it's a card because I can feel it. Oh, and by the way, that, this is whiskey and hot water. It's not just a giant measure of whiskey. let's do the prices first. I'm going to take the specs off because I can see close up but I can't see far away. All rolled alley, £850 a tonne. Cast alley, £900 a tonne. I had a battery, £600 a tonne. My brass, 3,820. That's better than I thought. I thought about 3,600. That one brass from all that little bit of micro scrapping. It's me 42 quid. Wow. Heavy copper, 5,720. What was that going on there? 5,600. So did better on my heavy copper than I thought. That's why this is redundant. But my garage scrap, my iron is still £200 a tonne, which was right there. There, 20 pence a kilogram. Give me a nice payday, £188, and I've still got all my bright, all my heavy copper, my gunmetal. I am keeping those, I've decided. I've never ever come across two of those, so for the sake of getting £16 in money, I may as well have something like that, and I can turn into some art and make more money or give them away as gifts. Right, let's put you on the tripod and see what we've got. Okay, ladies and gents, time's pressing on, and I think we need to be bringing this video to a close. So we've done the prices. I've been to the scrapyard. Night Scrapper said he'd left me something. I've opened it and it's a Christmas card. Thank you very much from Night Scrapper to Ian family, and a Merry Christmas. Thank you very much. And just remember, when you look to the night sky, remember his name, Night Scrapper. And he also left me a box. Now then, there's bits in there. Now, I don't know what's in it. I haven't yet opened it. But I'm a cynical type of guy. And I'm beginning, I think, because he watched my video and he saw me struggling with all these little things, I think he's filled that box with these little things. I don't know, but we will find out. Scrapping with Grandpa. Right, you know, here's a Stanley knife. You'll notice it comes to a point. You know, it's not a screwdriver. It's not a lever. It's a thing for cutting yourselves. Cutting yourselves. For cutting things. Right. What did somebody say? Towards your chum, away from your thumb. So away from your thumb, towards your chum. And I do exactly the opposite and do it towards me. But I was watching Night Scrapping with Grandpa like that. And I'm a careless bloke. I'm a dangerous bloke with tools. And he scared me, I'm telling you. But, right, there we go. Right, you can see it before even I can see it. Oh, whoa, what have we got in there? Well, no, I tell you, no lies. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. Look what he sent me. You know, I've got a 6th sense. You know, I spent hours. I spent 35 minutes converting 50 pence into 75p with these. And these I don't even bother doing. I just throw them straight in with my motors. Night Scrapper, I like that. That's Ooh, hang on. We got a face. We got a letter. There we go. There we go. Hello, Ian. I've left you some goodies in this box. Please make use of them when you look up to the night sky. Hang on. Remember my name, Night Scrapper. If you're wondering what that's about, well, I was on a live stream with some friends. I didn't host it. I think the key was Guido Wandelt, all handmade, that hosted it. And it developed within that live stream as we got more and more inebriated. Or I did, at least. Wow. I have got here a Makita die grinder. The brushes seem okay. Okay, the handle's missing. Pull back, switch on. And what I will do at a later video, I will stick some power to that to see if that works. If I can just spin the commutator round and have a quick gander. None of the segments seem lifted. So that is probably going to be a good tool and an expensive tool indeed. Right, that's that. Thank you very much, Night Scrapper. That's that. I'm going to bore you folks now and go back over the figures. However, I'll do all the math off camera and just give you the totals. Right. Okay, right. I'm going to bore you now with a little bit more of workings out. I'll explain why. When I went to the yard, I said earlier I would ask the yard owner if I took this motor in with a big gearbox on, how would he treat it? Well, it was a whole big tale. It is like, well, if you brought in a load of motors and that was just one among them, I'd let it go. If you brought in a load of motors, they were all exactly the same, I'd give you a certain price. If you'd brought in just one motor, it'd be this and it'd be that. But to cut it all short, he said he has a grade 1 motor price and a grade 2 motor price. And he threw some awkward things in as well, like, but he says, I do have a export market where people buy motors with gearboxes on, so that gets another price. But to keep things simple, and prices have gone up, so my initial figures are only applicable to 2 weeks ago. So today, prices have gone up £100 a tonne on electric motors. They're now fetching £600 a tonne. So I've got 3 prices and I'll go very quickly through them. Don't want to bore you. And we'll see that in all cases I lost money but one. Right, let's go very quickly. We've already done that one. If I'd have taken it in 2 weeks ago, I'd have got £20. I did my maths wrong, by the way. It's minus 18p because at £5,600 a tonne, I got £7.46. Yeah, whereas at £5,720 a tonne, I got £7.43. So I was 3 pence less more than that, but that's because I did my sums wrong, so it's minus 18p. The total there would have been £16 and 8 pence. I'd have lost £4.42p. Right, if I'd have taken the motor in and I'd have cut the gearbox off, I'd have got grade 1 price £600 a tonne, 60 pence a kilogram. The gearbox, I did weigh it, it was 21 kilograms. It was, in total, it was 41 kilograms, so it's half and half really. doing that math, blah, 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 blah. Interesting, I'd have got £12 for weighing the motor in. I got £12.13 pence for stripping it. And that surprised me. That surprised me indeed. But that was because there's a lot of iron on the other end of the motor. That braking mechanism. The third scenario is I took it in as a grade 2 motor complete with gearbox. £4.50 a tonne, so less price than that. £18.45. I strip it. I get £16.13. I still lose money, but only by a couple of pounds. Well, that's as clear as mud to anybody who's trying to use those figures on should I strip it or should I not. It was just the wrong type of motor. It was more iron than it was copper. That big gearbox. Still, I hope you enjoyed the video. It was a mixed but interesting result to moi. It's getting late now for me. I need to get in, settle down for the evening, and think about other things than scrapping. Now you think, now I've been in today and I have a carload of stuff in. You'd think I'd be a lot more space than what I have. I don't know. Maybe the stuff I've got expanded to fill the space that was not available at the time. It's still more space than everyday sellers. See you all in the next one. Well, as you can see, I'm already in my robe. And I'm going to settle down and, edit this video, catch up on the YouTube. And I said I would show you this, this little spread I'm going to have. And as I said, it's like American style bourbon whiskey glazed ham. A little bit of that. I've got some stinky blue cheese, bit of salami, smoked cheese. We've got some venison and red fruits pate, and we've got some mozzarella and sun-dried tomatoes. Okay, to go with that, I've got a few things. Afterwards, 74% cocoa finest dark chocolate. Right, I've got a glass of wine. Now, I'm not so sure about this wine, but what did appeal to me is that it's got some brass wire around it. So not only do I get the aluminium foil around the cap, I get some brass wire off it as well. To go with the stinky cheese, we're going to have some red port, and then we may, only may, with the chocolate, have a glass of Aberracan blended Scotch whiskey, peated and smoky. Right, time to me to edit that video. See you lot. Laters.